What's going on, people? Episode 45, Corner Store Podcast. Subscribe, like, comment, and share the content. Find us on YouTube, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iTunes. Page all y'all support. So we got, for the second week in a row, we got Rob and Phil on the panel. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. What's up with you, bro?
Oh, man, it's been a long week at work, man. It seems like every day we had to deal with weather, and it takes a toll on you. So on the way home, I'm just about ready to kind of like lay it down for a little bit because I always require some type of like 30-minute to an hour nap once I get home just to kind of decompress and kind of finish out the rest of the evening because I still got two little kids to deal with before they even go to bed. So, but yeah, I was able to get like a little nap in today. So, but like now, I feel actually great to even get through this. So, had I not had that nap, man, I would have been like a zombie right now.
Yeah, I understand, bro. It makes a difference, man. It's having two small ones. It's a challenge, bro. I know it takes a lot of energy to keep up with them and just to prepare yourself mentally to deal with, what the evening's gonna present. So I definitely feel where you're coming from on that.
Now, as far as your oldest one, like, is she like a big help with the little one?
Yeah, she is. She occupies her time, keeps her busy, for periods of time. But as she's starting to get into all of the social media and TikTok and all this bull crap. So, it's slowly deteriorating how much time she spent with the baby because, it is a significant age gap. But,
Mm-hmm.
she still, she'll still keep her around and play with her and stuff like that. Give us a few minutes to breathe. So, yeah, she a big help.
Now she has her own like social media accounts, or she just using
No.
y'all accounts or something.
You
Or what?
just be watching little stupid videos and stuff like
I never even downloaded TikTok, so you just download the app and just look at whatever videos is out there that's trending.
that. I'm trying to think. Does she have a TikTok account? Yeah, she has a TikTok account. I mean, you can manage content, but mostly she's just looking at other people's videos. So,
Okay.
right now it's just like I don't have TikTok, so I'm not gonna pretend I'm no expert on the shit, but basically in the same way that you can look at YouTube videos and scroll up on your phone to the next video, it's pretty much the same thing. But a lot of people have all these challenges and all of this crap that they make, and the kids do their little dances on the videos and stuff like that. It's original content, so I think it's healthy for to some degree. But
Speaking of challenges, why do why do niggas still fall for the banana and tailpipe with all these stupid challenges? What's up with this milk crate challenge? Like you're gonna break your neck trying to climb up some unstable crates. And it's just easy kind of getting up there, but getting down is where like the real challenge is. And people are
yeah,
really like busting their shit trying to do this pointless challenge.
oh man, and right now everybody is feeling like they could be the next viral sensation. You know what I'm saying? So they're really willing to risk it. They're willing to do some dumb shit out of humor, and it's funny. It's funny you mentioned it because I just seen it for the first time maybe like yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, that's just some of them do it out of the fun, the hilarity of it, or the humor. So, I mean, that's probably
It's stupid.
all the way
It's
boiled
it's
down.
stupid. It's
Yeah,
stupid humor.
yeah. I mean, some people do it for their kids to laugh at them because their kids is on TikTok and everybody. There's a lot of young people that put their parents and shit on TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
making fun of them and humiliating them. I don't know why they think that shit's cute, but yeah, it won't be me.
Yeah, like the whole prank content. I mean, that's kind of had this fad like nowadays. I mean, it's all about putting out like stuff that I don't want to say reinvent the wheel, but like you got to stand out somehow. But like all these pranks and stuff, as far as like with the whole gold digging challenge, where you buy some type of Lamborghini and you act like that you just trying to holler at the girl off GP, and then and then when she turn you down, then you go start walking towards your car, and then that's when she go start like, hey, I didn't know that you drive that. Can I take a picture? I mean, it just pointless content to me, man.
Nah, I mean, it has its place in society, man. It's a you know, it has its degree of realism. I think a lot of that crap be staged, but
Hmm.
I would sincerely hope a lot of it be staged. I've seen them, and some of them be legit, seem legit, but some of them be a little ridiculous. But you know, in society, we tend to think those types of stereotypes be pretty true, though, right?
Yeah, based on what I see in the videos, I mean, the reaction seems pretty sincere and real. So,
Yeah.
but if it is fake, they are some good actors. I know that.
Yeah, well, you know, they like to put people on blast, and this generation likes to put people in front of the camera and you hope for something stupid to happen or something unique to happen that's going to make their account go crazy, and it works. You know, it's a
Mhm.
lot of people out here that's very successful due to social media, man, buying their parents' houses just because they run around the house scaring their grandmama and all kind of dumb shit that they be doing. People find it funny. What can you say? What can you do?
You know what? What I do like is that there be certain people who be going out, like going to different places, just asking like general, like American history type questions.
Yeah.
And these people be so clueless. I'm like, are you this freaking dumb? I mean, we like allow you to vote. You can like drive a car. You can like have like a like you know, as long as you have a felon, you can own a gun. I mean, are you really this dumb that you don't know certain like basic like American history?
Uh, I mean, it's yeah. I mean, we getting away from the concept of the belief that history repeats itself, and if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Hmm.
I don't know. To me, like the trajectory of human existence is off on a tangent right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going in a completely different direction where a lot of historical matters just aren't relevant anymore. I mean, can you think back? If you think back, well, let's say we go back 10 years, which is right around, you know, when Facebook started getting popular, how many applications have, how that application alone has dominated in not only, you know, pop culture, but in business. Like major applications link directly into Facebook.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
You know, Facebook,
you
Twitter, now Instagram.
yeah,
Certain apps that make the cut as far as just like staying relevant. Like remember Vine? Vine came and
yeah.
went. WhatsApp,
Well,
but they was bought over.
I think Facebook bought Vine or YouTube bought Vine. One of them bought Vine.
Okay.
The only reason they went away. But I mean, when you think about like going to a company's website to get information about a company, 10 times out of 9, you'll see a Facebook page at the bottom
Hmm.
where you can go to that company's Facebook page or their Twitter account. And I mean, you got the president tweet. And you know what I'm saying? All these things have become so entwined in our culture that the next history is not even, it's hardly even relevant anymore because so much information is getting put out. If it didn't happen in the last week, it's almost erased, it seems like.
Yeah. Do you think that's a big issue though? Because when I go out and try to like enjoy like a dinner, let's say for the for like the wife, you know, her birthday's coming up Thursday. So like I'm not gonna be all up on my phone taking pictures of like the dinner that came out, take pictures of the champagne glasses, take pictures of the dessert. I mean, to me, I like to live for the moment. I mean, I hardly even try to pull up my phone when I'm trying to have dinner, have like a civil conversation with me and my wife. You know, obviously we're like a different generation. I just passed 40. So I feel differently than these young kids because they live literally for the gram. They live for social media. So
Yeah,
so it's easy for me to
they live for the
unplug from
moment.
all that and not even have to worry about, you know, I just like to live for the moment.
Yeah, and they do too, though. I mean, every what you just said, them pulling out their phone, capturing that moment, they're living to capture that moment. The only difference is you're living in it and experiencing. They're living in it, experiencing and then capturing it so they can share it with the entire world.
No, no, it's different. I'm living the moment. I'm right. I'm actively living the moment. All they doing is recording the moment. They're not really having
Yeah,
some type of like some type of attachment to what they're doing. All they're doing is being robots, just recording and just putting out to the masses. So
Yeah.
it's different. I
But
mean, they're not really living; they just recording.
I wouldn't. I could agree with what you're saying because I understand where you're coming from. But if you've been in and you're becoming more of an artist with this podcast and the things that you're doing to put the content out. But for somebody who's been an artist for a long time, capturing a moment can be done in so many different ways. And I'm not giving a lot of these people credit for capturing the moment the way that they are, because a lot of it is superficial nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go back to a time where this wasn't happening, photographers, artists would die for the ability to make time sit still so they can really capture what it is that they were looking at or a part of, just to be able to recreate it. And now we're in a time where that's possible.
Yeah, but everyone's not an artist. I mean, these
No,
kids that's doing that, they are not artists. They're just social media personalities or wannabe
and
personalities.
see, this is why I say I can agree where you're coming from. The thing is, presenting yourself in a social media context is now an art form.
Mm.
It's just one that we don't acknowledge as one, but it is really an art form because everybody is not good at it.
Mm.
Take this podcast for example.
I mean, would you consider us good artists or bad artists?
Yeah, to the mainstream social media content deliverers, we are mediocre artists.
Right. We are not novices.
Exactly.
I mean, we trying to build this thing from the ground up. I mean, one subscriber at a time. I mean, slow and steady is what kind of like allows like your diehard base to like kind of hold you up. Was to like all of a sudden just like jump up to the top so quickly. I mean, that's cool and all. I mean, it's very lucrative to like have that type of revenue stream coming in, but at the same time, I mean, being that we doing this day in and day out and putting like a lot of effort into it, I mean, I actually take pride in watching our subscriber count come up, little by little. So I mean, that lets me know that people really rock with us. So and I'm definitely I'm proud of that.
Absolutely. No, and I ain't saying that to drag us through, but drag us through the butt or anything. But in the context of, the major social media or blog stars that are out there, we are novices. And this is an art form or a business that we will be considered new or young, or even some might even consider us untalented at, because we don't kind of follow that same podcast flow and jargon and look and all of that stuff. So I mean, the thing is, as time is advancing, we're gonna still look at art as the way we learned it.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking at art as the way they're learning it. So it's just changing, man. Gotta accept.
I mean, I can understand it. I don't agree with it wholeheartedly, but I totally understand. So, but
yeah.
Now, seems like across the country, little by little, states are kind of like decriminalizing the whole prostitution thing, which goes to, oh yeah, I believe they're going ham right now in New York. I mean, like streetwalkers are like literally walking out in broad daylight, just trying to make their little money. And being that OnlyFans, they actually was going to stop adult content October 1st, but they reversed that decision. So now they're just going to let people just rock out. So like,
wow.
So as far as like where we going in society, in which specifically the Black community, where I just think that our culture is just going backwards, constantly going backwards, because it just like there's no I mean, I'm not a religious person, but like aside from that, there's no spiritual background in our community no more. Everything is secular. I mean, people don't care about their image. People don't care about their family lineage. People don't care about the next generation. So with this whole super sexual liberation that's going on right before our eyes right now, like what's the ramifications going from like the next 20, 30, 40 years as far as what's going on today, you think?
Us becoming a completely liberal society. Is that what you're referring to? Open
You said
sexuality.
liberal less?
Huh?
You said liberalist or what?
No, just the ultra. I said ultra liberal society. Just
Oh yeah.
everybody do whatever the hell they want to.
Super duper ultra liberal.
And where do I foresee this in the next 20?
The next two
What
generations.
timeline?
The next two generations.
Honestly, yeah, I don't know, man. It could go any direction. I mean, events like this historically repeat themselves. And again, we talk. I mentioned, if you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat it. But like, there's always a pinnacle change in society. I would think, and obviously, I don't have historical background, historical references, but other than Babylon, where people pretty much did whatever the hell they wanted to, and that all failed. But I think that ultimately the goal is to create a fully integrated society where people don't feel like they're limited by the moral constructs that was imposed on us by religions in the past anyway. I mean, most of our morals come from our parents and and so on and so forth, and most of it is derived from some religious background. So for those of us who feel like it was all some bullshit to begin with, there really isn't a guidebook other than your own moral compass between what's right and what's wrong. And I mean, ultimately, you're gonna have people who oppose a liberal world and people who oppose a conservative world. Where it's gonna go, I don't know. I have no idea, man. I have no idea. I think at this point, I think science is gonna dictate a lot of what our future looks like. And I mean, I'm just here for the ride, man. I'm glad I'm my age.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When it gets to that point, I'm gonna be okay with being gone.
As far as like when we were born obviously prior to the whole social media internet age, and then we pretty much kind of like in our 20s was like in the middle of all those changes as far as the internet booming, and you can bank entirely online. Like you said earlier, for our press record, you said something about we don't gotta go to banks and cash checks, and
Right.
and like when I'm at the grocery store, right? Because mostly I do my shopping early in the morning while everybody's at work, right? And mostly I'm doing shopping with like a lot of old ladies, because that's when they're out and about doing their grocery shopping. And I dread when I have to wait in line in front of an old lady who's paying her groceries with a check. Like, are you kidding me? So, but honestly, like if you're paying with checks and don't have any cards, I mean, you're likely going to be protected from possible hacks. I mean, for the past 10 years, I think I've had to get maybe 4 or 5 new cards, because Chase would send me some fraud alert, like, hey, did you spend or did you spend this amount of money somewhere in Boulder, Colorado? I'm like, no, hell no. So then I would tell them no, and then automatically they would shut down my my cards, and they had to send me like a new card within like 5 business days. So I mean, that's like a really tedious hassle. But yeah, I mean, just paying with a check is very inconvenient, but it's very safe. But kudos to those ladies. But
You said this was through Chase. You had this many occurrences.
you said what?
Sound like you said what bank was that?
Chase.
Yeah, it sounded like to me you need a new bank. I ain't had no fraudulent issues on my bank ever.
Who you bank with?
I ain't telling you now, because I ain't gonna tell you on this podcast. I'll tell you later. No, but I mean
Is
the
it a
thing is,
mainstream bank though?
yeah, I bank with multiple mainstream banks, but no, I mean a check isn't any more secure. I mean, you have a physical piece of paper with your account number on it floating around.
Right. That's if someone like steals your checkbook, but as far as you making like electronic transactions through the internet, like through
You can pay
Amazon.
you can pay by check with a lot of things. You can pay by check online.
Yeah, but if you're writing checks at the grocery store, you ain't paying for nothing over the internet.
True. You're saying secure as if people who write checks have some ironclad bank. That these are the same banks. They just old and writing checks. Hackers still get access to account information, so it really don't matter.
Uh,
Those
I
same people
think
are going to be.
I think hackers get access to like the digital footprint from your card transactions, not from writing checks in grocery stores.
No, most hackers are getting access to your information through banks being penetrated by hacking. They just get all of their account information. That was a huge issue with Chase and with, I believe, Bank of America in the past, where hackers on the dark web got access to all of these credit card account numbers. That ain't really had nothing to do with credit card transactions. But I mean, if they had those swiper issues with people out there putting those dummy swipes out there. That's a way that your card could get knocked. They have phishing tools that go through your emails and make you think you're buying something, and they just
Right.
capturing your information.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, it is. It presents more opportunities for people to get access to your information, but a lot of this information is already out here floating around. So I wouldn't feel like writing a check makes me any more safe. If anything, I think it makes my life much more inconvenient. I mean, a lot of
Right.
the banks have so much money invested in security and insurance that, in the situation where, that happened to you, you was able to bounce back from it right away. So it really is such a minor inconvenience,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to me sitting behind somebody's grandmother in the line taking 10 minutes to write a check. I would
Time is
call me
money,
and
man.
ask me for some fraud.
Time is money, man. I mean, I got places to be, so instead of
Yeah,
just being in
yeah,
a grocery line getting COVID. So
exactly. It's funny you mentioned that because I was in line yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, buying some furniture or whatever, and this old lady was in the line in front of me, and she was taking so long, and I got out of line and went to the next line, and it was shorter. And by the time I was, by the time she got done, the whole line had left, and my line was still longer than it. So if I would have stayed where I was at, I probably would have got out faster by the month. But yeah, it's just funny. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you got to be careful either way. You got to monitor your accounts. You got to be on top of your business. You're obviously putting yourself out here more. But again, like you say, time is money, man, and people live for convenience. So
yeah, that's true. Hey, are you up on this controversy with Donda, with Kanye, and he kind of double crossed Chris Brown and the Soldier Boy?
I hadn't heard that yet. That
I
must
just
have
found
been
out.
today news.
I just found out about this literally 10 minutes before I came downstairs to start recording this. But but Cassie told me about how I guess they had like a verse on like a certain song, and then for the final cut, Kanye took their verse off and put the song on the album. I think the album dropped today, right?
I think so. I think it was yesterday. But I also heard that Universal released the album and he wasn't ready for it to come out. That he tweeted that. He tweeted that out, that Universal dropped the record without his knowledge.
I mean, when was he trying to drop it?
He hadn't given a date. Every day they had pushed back. And he hadn't given a solid date. So maybe they just said, fucking, let's do it. You had your big concert in Chicago. It was a prime time to do it. So why not?
I mean, maybe he wanted to wait because he wanted to do like multiple stadium tours. Because he only did like Atlanta and here.
Yeah. Everybody I know who's listened to it says trash. I
Really?
haven't heard. Yeah, they say it's bad. Somebody called it what they say they called it Donda West Community Baptist album or something. So I haven't
You know, Kanye
yeah.
take pride in all his work, man. So he probably think it's a masterpiece.
You know what? When
So good for him.
808 and Heartbreak came out, I did not like it. It took a while to grow on me, and then some of them songs are his biggest songs. So Kanye has that effect on people, man. He'll come out with some stuff you think is trash, and then he'll change the whole industry where his type of music is the status quo, and then all of a sudden everybody sound like what he doing.
Mm-hmm.
So for all these people out here saying it's trash, give it a minute. You might be bumping it in your car, you know, having getting emotionally attached to it, whatever it is. I probably take the time to listen to it later on today. But yeah, everybody, my cousin, he was like, man, it's trash. He said it was like 26 songs on it or some ridiculous number. Damn.
Damn, that sounds like a 1990s Master P album. All the
Right.
damn songs on that.
Double CD. Two
Right.
apocalypse.
Damn.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna look into it though.
Yeah, I'll listen to it. Hopefully it's on Spotify. I'm not sure if his music on Spotify or not, but I don't know. I'll try to listen to it somehow to give it a fair shake.
You know, it's probably on YouTube already. You know, somebody to beat it and copied and put images with it and running with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, do you have any type of opinions on this Dale Curry and Sonya Curry divorce? They've been married for 33 years and now they're getting divorced.
Wow. I
Yeah.
didn't know about that. Not that I would be overly interested in it because neither one of them are significant to me in any kind of way. But that's Steph's dad. 30 years in the game, they finally get divorced, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What's the story behind it, man?
Well, the story is that they got separated and she moved out sometime early last year of 2020. And she had moved in supposedly with Dale Curry's old college teammate, classmate or whatever. You know, he's a white guy. He used to play in the NFL, like one of those like third string players. I mean, he really didn't have a like a mainstream NFL career, but yeah, she ended up moving in with him, and then I guess once TMZ had like announced that they was going to get a divorce, then Dale Curry came out and said, yeah, she been cheating on me with this guy for like the past year or whatever. So, and supposedly Steph and Aisha Curry came out on social media, kind of like condemning Dale for like exposing Sonya Curry for cheating, basically taking Sonya Curry's side.
Uh-huh.
So my thing is, I mean, obviously that's family business. Even if Steph felt that way, he shouldn't put that out on social media. I mean, they should have just kind of stayed quiet on everything and let the time pass and let things play out. And Dale, he doesn't want to pay any alimony. So I mean, chances are he gonna be paying something. He been married to her for over 30 years, so he go pay something. So.
Yeah, that's just silliness. I mean, you ain't supposed to put your personal business to that degree out there. Should he have come out and said whatever he said, he did it. He's probably bitter. I feel like I remember him being in the news many years ago when he was playing for extramarital issues. I don't know. It could be.
Oh.
I feel like there was something about Dale Curry from his career about him and women, but I could be wrong. It could just be something unrelated to somebody else. But this
Okay,
is.
so let me ask you this: even if that's true, do you think that being that he's a professional basketball player, very elite 3-point shooter, he was starting on those Charlotte Hornets teams,
Right?
He shared the same court as Michael Jordan. So, if you're that famous, on top of your game, I mean, is side chicks part of the NBA lifestyle?
Well, if you ask Magic Johnson, he I think somebody brought up an old video of him doing an interview with somebody, and he was talking about how women was just trying to get popped off everywhere he went. Is it a part?
What?
Yeah, it's a part of their lifestyle. I don't think that that's any different.
It was an interview that he
Don't
was
make it do
doing.
it, make it right.
You said what?
I say, I mean, bottom line is you made a decision to marry somebody. So if y'all made those commitments, you know, then you really need to just, you know, if the commitments had clear definition during that wedding ceremony, then the objective is to stay on point with it, right?
I mean, as long as things were kind of like hashed out prior to y'all getting married, but yeah, if he was thinking around and not telling his wife like, hey, you know, I mean, obviously no man is likely going to like be up front and be like, hey, you know, like when I'm on this road trip, I'll be, you know, banging 9s and 10s all day. So no one's going to flat out admit that. But at the same time, I mean, the flesh is weak. I mean, if you were a professional athlete and it's constantly women just standing outside your hotel room, I mean, like eventually that temptation is going to prevail.
Yeah, I don't doubt that at all. especially at their age, man. You gotta keep in mind most professional basketball players are what we would consider kids now. You know what I'm saying?
The
19,
primes,
20,
right?
30, 32 years old. Yeah.
Right. Their athletic primes are literally throughout their 20s. So you
Yeah.
got rich 20-year-olds. I don't know why they get married in the first place, but you got rich 20-year-olds that's on the road all the time. And like the most beautiful women around the country is knocking on their hotel rooms. You mean to tell me that like some of these guys got willpower and not gonna like, you know, take part in some of those transgressions?
I mean, I think it's a foolish expectation for any woman to think that a man in that type of situation is gonna commit to them fully.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It sounds good. It might look good on paper, but realistically, at some point, the right one gonna knock on your door, and all of that shit you talking is gonna go right down the drain. The right one gonna be on them sidelines, gonna be outside that bus, gonna be in the store when you go get you something to eat, and it ain't gonna be nothing. All of them little promises you made gonna be able to do about it. In your youth, you getting all this money, you getting all this attention. That's a lot of weight to bear for a young person, especially when you think about the context of their life outside of sports, right? I mean, you talking about 19, 20-year-old, 22-year-old going from being in a college environment where sex is pretty much what? A door next door, you know what I'm saying? It's a drop in the bucket. It's something very easy to attain, to now being millionaires with access to just about anything at will. There is no point in their lives where they really are experiencing the life that we all know. You know, they're not learning how. A lot of them probably don't know how. Well, I would hope, but a lot of them aren't washing their own clothes. A lot of them aren't going to the grocery store. You know, these common things that put you in these regular life situations and help educate and mold you to be a logical thinking person. They're not experiencing these things, and that's taken for granted. Those little things like going to the bank and knowing how to fill out checks and getting a new credit card account or getting your driver's license, a lot of these things are they're neglecting to experience because they're pushed out of one door into another door that's very convoluted in such a way that only people in that echelon are experiencing. You know what I'm saying?
It's only 10% of these athletes that are experienced that. Like the other 90%, they are doing regular things. I mean, you might see like an NBA player in Mariano's downtown. You will
No, no,
you
no,
won't
no.
see
Yeah,
you
you
won't see
will,
Zach
though.
Levine in Mariano's, but you will see Kobe White in Mariano's, right?
You probably will see them if the thing is where yeah, you will see them. You'll see them.
Mhm.
You'll see them out and about in the city. What I'm talking about is the normal things that you do as an adult.
As
They're
far as
not
like
going to
DMV
work
stuff,
and
yeah.
coming home. They're getting ushered around. They're getting the fastest cars, the nicest cars. They're not experiencing the woes anymore that they did before they got there. You know what I'm saying? So they're on the living. They're living this experience of life that they're going through is on a high. It's not even like a rich person high. It's completely different. It's a poor person who won the lottery. That's what their life is like.
Yeah.
For a
Yeah.
lot of them, not all of them. It's not like a rich person who has rich kids and they come from wealth and they understand wealth and they've been part of wealth and they get older and they still know what wealth is. A lot of them are coming from nothing and winning the lottery, and now they can have anything they want at any time. So it's not even limit. It's not limited to just women. It's to everything.
Mm-hmm.
They can get everything that they want, and obviously with some types of limitations, but they're overexposed, they're hypersensitive
Mm-hmm.
because now they have things coming in contact with them that normal people don't, and normal people may never ever have come in contact. A lot of adults have never sat inside of a Ferrari, just unless they went to the auto show. But I mean, a lot of adults have never sat in a Ferrari, and these kids are coming out of high school, going to the pros, and they going to Ferrari dealerships taking home brand new cars. You know what I'm saying? So when you
Yeah.
when you think about how quickly they're leaving behind what they've left behind, they're on a high. They're like money is like a drug, and it is inducing a, epinephrine rush to their brain constantly. So yeah, I mean they're hypersensitive. It's gonna be super difficult for them to, think logically in a lot of cases. You have your rare gems who are able to be really grounded, but a lot of them, and they get that money and go crazy.
Yeah, you'll get some grounded athletes. I mean, unfortunately, is mostly the non-black ones. I mean, with the black athletes, I actually learned this from like the Brandon Marshall podcast, where they talked about how, like, they were talking about money, and they talked about how, like, the blue chip black athletes, it seemed like once they get that first contract, it's like their money trickles up, meaning that they're trying to take care of their parents instead of having the money trickle down as far as taking care of their next generation.
Mm-hmm.
They talked about how, like, with most of the white players, they don't have to worry about buying their parents a house because more than likely they come from a patriarchy, and the dad already get undone all that. But
Or
as
their
far,
mother was a book and their mother is doing well.
you said what?
Or their mother was a book writer or artist or painter
Oh
or
yeah,
psychiatrist.
yeah, doctors, lawyers. I mean, yeah, these non-black parents, they likely funded their whole college, and like the
They
black
send their
athletes,
kids to
they got to
like,
worry about not getting caught by like accepting money from boosters so that they can kind of get through their first 2 years of college, unless they do the one and done.
yeah. I'm interested to see how this college payout's gonna play out with college players being able to earn money during their tenure as athletes.
Yeah, my thing is, how would there be a pay scale? I mean, I can imagine everybody getting paid the same, but what's going to be different is them monetizing their social medias, monetizing
Mm-hmm.
their name, their likeness. So,
Building their brands.
yeah. I mean, these
Yeah.
people be having over 100,000 followers on Instagram, and someone be having YouTube pages and monetize off of that. So, I mean, that's actually pretty good, man. I mean, the NCAA been making billions off these guys and gals too, because women, they be having big followers as well. So, but yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely want to see how this is going to play out in the next couple of years, and will this trickle down also to like allowing them to stay in school for like longer stretches of time, because since they are making money in college, they can kind of hold off from like going to the NBA, and so they kind of be like bigger lottery picks. So Yeah.
I don't know about I don't know about that. I mean, I don't think the rush to the NBA is going to change. I think the talent is going to rush people to the NBA regardless, or any sport regardless. If you're A1 talent, then regardless of if you get any money from college, that's gonna pale in comparison to where your trajectory would be if you're that A1 student and you get go right from college to the pros. I don't think that's going to change much, but for those students who aren't A1, I think that's going to make a big difference for
Right.
those B teams and those other 30 players on the football team that probably will never see the light of day of a football game, NFL football game. That's going to make a big difference for them because they're going to be able to stay in college, still get degrees and whatever they have to study, in addition to playing football, and come out and really make some good decisions. So
Yeah. I believe in football. I believe that you got to stay until your junior year, but obviously NBA you can leave after your freshman year. So,
right.
but and plus when it comes to football, I mean, your body really has to like grow into that man body. So it will behoove you to stay the whole 4 years. Like
Yeah.
get as much training and coaching, nutritional value as much as possible before you jump into the pros. But as
Yeah.
far as NBA, I mean, as long as you got that height, as long as you got somewhat of decent skills, I mean, your game could easily transition over to the NBA versus the NFL. So, yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, there's still baseball, very young players coming to baseball. They make more money than anybody.
Oh yeah, they got that strong union.
Yeah, they get
Yeah.
and that's a predominantly not black sport too. So
It's more of a well, as far as the pitchers, it's mostly white guys pitching, but everybody else is mostly Latin
right.
from the
Yeah.
DR, or you got some Puerto Ricans, you got some Mexicans, um El Salvador, I believe. But yeah, but it's mostly the Caribbean and South American players. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll make a big difference for them. I mean, they're mostly going. I don't even know. Are they even bothering to go to college? Where are they getting these Hispanic baseball players from? I know they recruited a lot of them right out of their countries.
You still got the college circuit, but scouts, like I think that there's like some type of like YMCA, like equivalent type of like AAU baseball circuits down there. So that's how they find the talent down there. So yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for those kids in college, it's gonna really make a big difference for them. Being able to pay for their own education. You know what I'm saying? Put money back into their parents because a lot of costs a lot of money to go to college, especially if you're not getting financial aid, and having to pay for that as a parent. You know, a lot. They're not giving. Do they typically give full scholarships to anybody who's playing on the team, or is it certain players? I never knew that.
Like if you riding in a deep bench, you might have a partial scholarship, but I mean, if you're at least starting, you have a full. You usually have like a full ride. They may give you
Right.
a
But
stipend,
even
but yeah.
right. But even still, that ain't enough because I do know some college players who had full rides who were still not satisfied with their living situation, so they even move off campus, or they weren't trying to eat that college food every day, and yada yada. But just still being able to contribute back to the household that puts you in the situation we're in, I think that's a great thing. But long term, yeah, I mean, as Black people, we need to start thinking about generational wealth and how we should be contributing to our children's future as opposed to just trying to live it up, buy Jordans and all this stupid superficial shit. So,
That's the
not so.
typical comment people say that why Black people can't get ahead because they ban Jordans. I mean, come on now, people ain't buying Jordans
Yeah,
every month.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I don't know, bro. As much as you think that culture has dwindled down, the minute that you think that it's died down, that shit is ever as live as it has ever been. I mean, this sneakerhead culture is huge right now. It's been for the last 10 years. Now, even more so because you can buy and trade sneakers. And with Zelle and Cash App, enabling people to make money, on the go like that.
Mm-hmm.
People buying Jordans is still significant. And even people who buy them, they'll wear them a couple times and resell them and make money off of them, sometimes more than they pay for them. Like that's a whole that's a whole subculture of sneaker wear, bro. That's like a huge business.
I don't
But I
think
mean,
about it.
obviously, yeah.
I
Oh,
should,
hell yeah.
I should get into the shoe business then, huh?
Don't nobody want your old New Balance.
I
Old
don't buy New
Skechers.
Balance.
No, I mean, yeah, you can go on eBay, man, and buy somebody's shoes.
Yeah.
Kanye's, all these. But I mean, aside from that, the point is that, as a people, we have always been about making excuses for stupidly spending our money. I think I was reading at one point on someone on Facebook or something where people was like making an excuse of, Black people come from kings and that's why we're flashy. That's why when we get money, we spend it on ourselves. No, bro. That ain't it. A pair of
Black
Jordans
people are
is not a
flashy.
gold.
We are the brokest and we are the flashiest. That's a bad correlation.
It absolutely is. And it's a trend we need to make huge efforts in reverse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huge efforts. I mean, those kings in Africa had a major wealth of resources, which we don't have. And Jordans are not a wealth of resource. Okay, just for y'all who do happen to catch this podcast and think that you sitting on the gold mine because you got some black and white twos from 1998. Just go with that bullshit. That's not gonna pay your child.
Where do you shop at?
Any and everywhere, bro. Any and everywhere.
Same here. I mean, if I find a deal in Marshalls or Kohl's or I don't know, Target, Walmart, I mean, I'll buy it. Costco, Sam's Club, they sell clothes too. So I mean, and plus my wardrobe is very urban. I wear nothing but jogging pants and hoodies and t-shirts when I go to work. So I don't need a like a casual dress per se when I go to work. So I dress very relaxed. And I mean, even when I'm not working, if I'm out and about, yeah, you'll find me in some sweatpants and a hoodie.
Yeah, you wearing dad clothes, bro. That's all. It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, Yeah.
And I ain't gonna say I'm indifferent. I mean, the thing is, like I say, with our age came the maturity that said, why is it that I need to impress people with the way I dress? If I'm comfortable, I'm clean. Those were those things that our parents had to teach us when we were very young and we weren't trying to hit it.
You know what? It took Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg to dress like that to say, like, you know what? Yeah, we can't dress like that and still be successful. So yeah, Zuckerberg, he had a hoodie and jeans. Steve Jobs, he wore the same black shirt, the same black jeans every single day. So that's a correlation where like wealthy people and kind of like dressed in very, very plain and ordinary versus us, we got to be G'd up when we go out all the time.
Right. And I mean, the people who can afford to buy expensive clothes, they don't see the clothes that we wear as expensive clothes. They see that shit as trash. So,
yeah, of course it's trash.
Some Robbins jeans and some True Religion, that's not considered fashion to upper echelon people who have millions of dollars. That's some shit that they toss in the back of their closet and you end up buying it at a estate sale or some shit. Like they never even wear that shit. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
And that's the mindset that we need to adopt, that a lot of the superficial things that we invest our money in really take a lot of opportunities right out of our pockets, man. If we were holding on to that $180 or $200 pair of Jordans every month that come out every month, You know what I'm saying? You talking about $2,400 a year you spending on shoes.
Yeah, but
And
people
that's
ain't
just
buying
people
Jordans every month though. People
Yeah,
ain't buying Jordans every month. People are really
yeah.
doing that?
Dude, are you kidding me?
Wow.
People buy Jordans every time they come out. If there's a release of Jordans and you're you one of them that need to have the newest shoes, you're gonna buy it every time they come out. And if you don't, and you can't get the shoe that you want, you're gonna buy something that your subsidiary shoes. Like for a while, it was foam posits or these freakishly colored shoes. Air Maxes or Hirachis, whatever whatever the backup shoe is. People buying shoes every month, 2 or 3 times a month.
Yeah, you
That's
got
a
those
really big industry.
you got those Flyknit Air Maxes that's pretty much kind of popular now with like the little bubble soles. Yeah, those are huge right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, in those shoes, I mean, back in the day, $100 for a shoe was like, oh hell no, I ain't spending that much money. Now you talking about $250, $300 for a regular ass basketball shoe. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, in some cases it's $2,400 a month, and some people, they spending $7,200 a month, a year on shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And these are just for regular people. I ain't talking about your sneakerheads. I'm talking about regular people, regular kids. I've had friends of mine come up to me and tell me that their kid asked them for 6 pair of shoes for the beginning of the school year.
6. Man, I
And
could
you
really
want
get
clothes too?
I could really get 2 pairs of shoes in one school year when I was growing up.
Man, yeah, I would get 1 pair of shoes at the beginning of the school year and one at the halfway mark if those was destroyed.
Yeah, maybe for
Because
Christmas.
I wouldn't say exactly. Because we wasn't getting. I ain't had no boots. So whatever them shoes was I got at the beginning of the school year, I don't care if they was low top. I was still wearing them in the snow.
Hey, you know what? That's how I know that my girls are so spoiled, because they got shoes for every weather occasion. And even back then, we was catching a bus to go to school. I mean,
Yeah.
once they're old enough to kind of like go to high school and like the junior high, I mean, of course, we'll still take them to school. We'll drive them, but I don't think they ever take public transportation. But even still, like they have shoes for every single season here in the city. And
Man,
like back then, I was walking my ass from Michigan all the way to King Drive to catch that King Drive bus to go all the way to 31st Street in Dunbar. And I was in regular gym shoes walking in snow.
Man, look, I had the choice. Either I walked to school from 36 in Lake Park all the way to 31st and King Drive to Dunbar, or I caught the bus. Mm-hmm. If I caught the bus, then I could keep that money and spend it on food. Okay, and don't get it twisted. My mom and dad both working, had good jobs. They was just, real strict about how they managed their money, because they wanted to prepare, themselves for whatever types of things could happen. They were pretty tight with their money. I would say that my mom managed her money really well, but a lot of people didn't, and a lot of people still don't. You know what I'm saying? And you're talking about kids having more than I did. Obviously as adults, we want to be able to, provide for our child the type of lifestyle we didn't have. But I think in a lot of cases, parents are getting out of control and just really I ain't gonna say they're getting out of control, but I think they're taking for granted what it means to earn from their child. Their child is not understanding what it means to earn some of the things they have. And so, some of these parents that I know are buying, multiple pair of shoes and all of these fancy clothes and stuff for their kids to go to school and act like they don't even give a damn about the shit that they bought them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that there's an element there that kids need to learn, and that buying them every fucking thing when they kids is not gonna teach them that. And I mean, you talking about having kids with shoes for every season. Shit, I'm in a state with 1.5 seasons. My kids got more fucking shoes than I do. It seems like all they get is all they buy shoes, and they don't even fucking walk nowhere. So I don't even know what they need shoes.
Yeah, you just waste some money then, shit. Like, I mean, like if I was out there, man, I'd be wearing Crocs all day.
Dude, I was for the first 30 days. It took for me to come home to realize I hadn't put on socks in 30 days.
Yeah, man, you in that desert, man. So you don't need socks out there.
Not at all, not at all. But I mean, that's the thing in aging and growing up and seeing how, things transpire over time and change around you. Um, it's a beautiful thing that we're in positions to be able to take care of our kids and give them things they want. But even still beyond that, there has to be limits as parents to, what those kids have to do to get them the things that they want, to earn them, earn the things that they want. But also even beyond that, for them to see, some of the things that pop culture puts in front of them are not good investments. Because I have my oldest, she's always talking about these fancy brands, talking about buy me some Fendi, buy me some Gucci. I'm like, look at my card. Do you see some damn Fendi? Do you see some damn Gucci? Now look at my bank account. Do you see some Gucci in there? Yeah, you see some Gucci in there, but it ain't gonna be none in my closet.
Right, right.
And I'm teaching them those are valuable lessons, and we got to start make sure we're instilling those lessons early in our kids' childhood, so they can really place value on the right things.
Yeah, we got to teach them humbleness, but like my girls got so many shoes, we can literally coordinate every single outfit in their closet and coordinate it with their shoes. And they got several pairs of Crocs and flip-flops and sandals, and they even got rain boots and snow boots. So what else? Gym shoes, like backyard shoes, gymnastic shoes. I mean, it's just so many shoes in both their Foot Lockers. So I mean,
Yeah.
and being that the ages that they are right now, I mean, we'll be buying new shoes because they feet grow so fast. So they're gonna have a couple of growth spurts before they kind of settle in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, try to keep them humble as possible. And I mean, I get them like an allowance, and I'm gonna start having them pay for their own stuff in a little bit.
Hey, that's a lesson to be learned. You know what I'm saying? Being able to sacrifice, make good decisions, that all stems from that. You know what I'm saying? Teach it early, and and it's not to knock people who wear Gucci and Fendi and who have money to spend on those things. It's just there's a lot in our community that don't have the money to spend on those things, and they still go and buy it. Those are the ones that I really, really want to hear that conversation, because if it comes to it, and I feel like I'm going somewhere really nice and I want to, spend some money on myself, I can go out and will go out and buy, Gucci and Prada, Fendi, or any other, Hermes, my wife, if she wants something, I can do that. But our foresight is a little longer than, next weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. Shit, but I can't wait till I retire so I can have my midlife crisis. So I can buy me a Corvette or some shit like that. So we'll see.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. I'm already chasing it. I'm already chasing my midlife crisis. So, shit, I think I'm probably gonna do that. That's probably gonna be my next move. Actually, me and my wife were talking about it. Getting a nice drop top. I was thinking, what is it? I don't even know, Lotus. I think I might try and find me like a classic Lotus.
Okay. Well, what's the price tag for that?
I've seen, it's a certain model that I've seen between like $60,000 and $80,000. The thing is, with older muscle cars like that, like, did they go to a graveyard? You know what I'm saying? People. There's so many high end race cars that are manufactured, and people don't ever really think about them after 5 or 10 years. That you don't see them on the street. You know what I'm saying? There isn't a real market for them, but the cars are still out there. You know what I'm saying? What happened to, if you think about it in this context, what happened to a Formula One race might have, 30 or 40 cars in a race?
Mm-hmm.
But every year they get a brand new car. They're not using that same car the previous year. They build a brand new car for the next year.
Right.
What happened to that car?
Parts.
Well, in some cases, but if it was a winning car, definitely wasn't no parts taken off of it.
If it's a
becomes a
winter
historic
car,
item.
I'm sure they'll preserve it and just have it, staged somewhere.
Yeah.
That's just like a it's like a
But no,
museum.
no, no. You're not going to use Formula One car parts on a new on a new car the next year. That's not going to happen. That car is going to stay in the same condition. It's in somebody's garage right now,
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
and it's going to be worth 10 or 20 years from now if it's well preserved and taken care of. There's a market for it. We're just not privy to that market. We don't think about that. And I'm not saying I'm going to go buy a Formula One race car. I'm basically saying that there's a market for cars that simply kind of disappears from the mind. Like I was watching something about what is that? What is the place? Dubai,
Mm-hmm.
where people go there and they start leasing like Lamborghinis. And if you lease a Lamborghini or finance a Lamborghini in Dubai and you can't afford to pay for it, and you miss a car note, you could go to jail. So they abandon the cars and kind of disappear.
Mm.
And so there are literal graveyards with Lamborghinis getting crushed that have absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Wow.
Just can you imagine that? A 2021 Lamborghini, a Huracan, whatever you call it, in a compactor.
Oh shit.
But I mean, there's so many cars being manufactured every year. Not all of them are ever going to see the light of day of ownership. And so if you're in cahoots with the right people, you can find very expensive sports cars, maybe 5 or 10 years old, that are the same price as a brand new,
It's a car
family
shortage
vehicle.
now. As far as regular cars, it's a car shortage. Our sitter told me the other day how she was looking for a particular car, and no dealerships in the area really had anything. I mean, they only had, for the most part, like used cars in like the last 2 or 3 years. But as far as like new 2022 models, a lot of dealerships is not really having like a lot of inventory because obviously, with COVID and the pandemic still being here, people don't have the disposable income to even go on a limb and just buy a new car. I mean, I was lucky enough to even get my car when I was in the market to get one. And I don't even know how much gas is right now. But how much is gas out there?
Like $3, 309,
I think it's
three
around
nineteen.
around that here because I had my car since late
Yeah,
June. So I literally saved myself roughly $800 from gas since
that's
I had my
yeah.
car.
There was a huge issues with materials for the CPUs in vehicles.
Yeah,
So
chips.
for
Yeah, chips.
yeah, the chip. So that did halt production for a lot of vehicles getting produced. But I mean, it's not a shortage of cars. It might be a shortage of new cars, but there's
Right.
still millions of cars that's out here that haven't even been test driven yet.
Right. As far as the new 2022 cars, right? It's not like much inventory out there. Even when I wanted the actual Ford Mach-E, I mean, dealerships had it on the website. And they had pictures of it and everything. And when I called the dealership, like, hey, I was interested in a Mach-E, they're like, oh no, it's just a model, so it's not for sale. I'm like, really? Why you got it on your damn website? I want to test drive a car so I could possibly
Right.
get it, but
That's a
but
nuisance.
yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah,
But
man.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
go ahead.
No. It's all good. I was just gonna say, yeah, so yeah, as far as midlife crisis, I'm already starting my search. So I'm thinking probably in the next, probably in 2 years,
Okay.
like 2 years, maybe even sooner. I'm one of my cars. I'm gonna trade in and trade up and do something nice. Drop top. I don't know about drop top though, man, because honestly, this summer, this shit ain't no joke, bro. I'm on my balcony right now, and it's 100 degrees outside, and I got these citronella candles on fire. I could have just put them out, and they would have melted. I don't even need to. I don't even need to put them on to light them on fire. They just hot. But yeah. I mean, that's Phoenix for you, though.
Damn. Yeah, man. Looking forward to the visit sometime, man. Hopefully it'll be next year or maybe 2023. So, but yeah, I definitely need to make an effort of coming out there. So, because yeah, we need to plan this fellas trip and because now that Chloe's gonna go to this new school, I gotta like allocate annual leave to like days to which she's gonna be out of school. They got so many days off, man, because like these teacher institution days, whatever that's going on. So I gotta take days off for that. So that way we want to pay for a babysitter. So yeah, I kind of I had to account for those type of days as well for next year, but hopefully I have some
Yeah.
free time to actually they got two different spring breaks. They're like 3 weeks apart. So I got to take a week of leave for Chloe's spring break and Pilar's spring break.
Oh yeah, yeah. That whole situation is annoying. I mean, fortunately, we got a daycare. I think that's open on a lot of those days when schools are closed, so that works out for us. But I mean, down here, they start early, they get out early. It's days of the week where they get out. They have half a days every week, like in the middle Wednesday. They all get out at like 12:30 or something every week. So that's just annoying. But
As far as all
yeah,
schools or just the daycares?
all schools, the schools, daycare is all day. Casey's school is every Wednesday. She gets out a half day. So
Is that the hybrid schedule because of COVID?
I don't think so. I think they do a teacher's institution half day every week. So they may be training students or something like that. I mean, training teachers.
Yeah.
But I do like the school system down here though. It's decent. But yeah, I mean, I understand that. But I mean, if you could get down here, like I was telling Eric, man, just pop in for a couple days. Like it ain't got to be no vacation. You can just come down here Friday and fly out on a Sunday, and just parlay. Come in on the Friday after work or midday. Hang out downtown, hang out in the city, whatever. Do the same thing Saturday night, turn around, go back home Sunday. It's funny, like, when we think about in the context of how we used to spend money, a lot of those times we went out to the club, we could have went on a 3-day vacation with all the money we spent. So I was breaking it down for him like that, like that one bottle of Douce we spent in the club, yeah, that's a plane ticket.
Yeah. That's a damn shame, man. Of all the dumb shit that we did in our 20s, man. Damn.
Yeah, facts. And I mean, you can always bring the kids down here too. So don't let that be no reason why you can't make the trip. Leave one of them with Cassie and bring the other one, or bring them all. Shit.
If I was to bring anyone, it'll be Chloe because it's so much easier to travel. Because I don't want to travel with a big ass car seat with the baby. But in 2 years, she'll be in booster seat, so it'll be a lot easier. So, but we'll see. But yeah, if I come out there next year for like a quick getaway, it'll likely just be me.
Yeah, and I would. I mean, you do what you can and what you're allowed to do in your patriarchy. I was trying to get Eric to come out here. Yeah, what you're allowed to do in your patriarchy. Because Lucy's 40th birthday is around Halloween, so I was trying to see if any of y'all could scramble down here for a couple of days. So I know Eric been doing a lot, so his anniversary and his wife's birthday is coming up in December, so I know they're probably gonna be wanting to do something else. So it might be kind of hard for anybody to get out here, but the invitation is extended. We're gonna go to Vegas actually. For 3 days, 3 or 4 days. So we're just trying to see who might be able to fly out for a day or two, just kick a party and have dinner, turn around and go back.
Any idea where y'all trying to stay at in Vegas?
I haven't decided yet. I'm thinking about the Link.
Oh.
Because that's kind of that newer area. I haven't stayed over there in that area. I mean, Vegas is much more expensive than it used to be. Obviously, they trying to recoup from COVID too, but I mean, like hotels that used to be $99, $99, nope. I think
those small hotels are pretty much gone. I mean, like the corporations kind of bought those lands and tore down those old hotels and built some new ones. So yeah, you ain't gonna find any type of casinos where like you could buy like a $1 blackjack table. I mean, them days are over.
Yeah, I didn't know I had gotten that much. I mean, I had for the weekend that we're talking about going, a lot of the hotels I used to stay at, or we used to stay at, we were down there, like $400 a night. I was like, what?
Wow. Well,
400?
we're booking that while you can, just in case like a big fight night was to happen during that weekend, because they go jack the prices up like it's no tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's already Halloween, so the price is already up a little bit, probably like 20% higher. But like I say, a lot of the places down there that we used to stay at, it ain't it's more than it used to be. So,
Now,
but I'm thinking about
talking
them
next
things.
year.
No, I'm talking about this year.
Oh, so okay, so she turned 40 this year.
Yeah.
Oh,
40 this year on the 28th.
oh, damn.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So I mean, I know it's close and it's kind of last minute. It ain't nothing for us to drive out there, so it's easy for us. But I understand where the difficulty come in for other folks. But yeah, we're just gonna pop out there, man, and have a good time. Leave the kids here with the grandparents.
Because we're going to Lake Geneva in October. One of Cassie's friends getting married. Actually, yesterday she did the bachelorette party. It was like a yacht that they did off 31st Street, and then today they did a bridal shower. So now, like the next event is the wedding in Lake Geneva, and actually prior to the wedding in Lake Geneva, Cassie's dad's going to get married.
What?
Like that weekend before, I believe. Yeah.
Wow, I ain't know that. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, he had proposed to his girlfriend at Hilton Head.
Straight.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. You able to find love in a late age under all the circumstances he's been through. That's a good thing.
Well, that's because he's a high value man. Most high value men, they don't have issues getting women. So, and I told Cassie that too. She ain't like that.
You say she ain't like that. Of course she didn't.
She don't like the she don't like the high value man concept from what Kevin Samuel has been spewing out there. So I was like, well, I mean, yeah, he's a high value man. So yeah, of course he's gonna get like bag a chick like it's easy. So yeah, it's not an issue.
No, let's just hope she don't ever see this podcast episode.
I said worse.
Yeah. All right, well, man, it's been one, bro.
All right, thanks, man. Shit, episode 45, Cornerstone Podcast. And hopefully we'll get the crew back for next week, man, because football season is coming. So we may have to amend the schedule of the show. So, I mean, hopefully maybe Saturday nights if y'all good for that. So, but yeah, I guess we'll talk about that sometime later.
All right, bet, bro.
All right, man. I'll talk to you.
Peace out.
All right, see you.